Hello, everyone, and welcome to PR Connections, the business edition, your solution for business success. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classy Communications, a media and marketing company. We strive to create massive growth in your business bottom line through mass media marketing. Classy Communications can bring greater recognition to your business or organization with public relations, marketing, publishing, broadcast opportunities, event planning, and more. For a free consultation, please call 702-845-6129 or visit classycommunications.net. PR Connections is a forum where business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and investors showcase what they do. We share cutting-edge business concepts in public relations, marketing, political activism, investing, and personal development. Our business education series features successful local, national, and international entrepreneurs. Tune in and learn business from the best. This segment of the PR Connections radio show is brought to you by Louie the Mortgage Guy. Are you ready to purchase your dream home, or do you want to refinance an existing home loan? Louie the Mortgage Guy is a licensed mortgage professional who has been helping people with their lending needs for more than 20 years. He can offer you a variety of options to help you save money on your mortgage. Call 702-203-7920 or send an email to louis.cordone@freedommortgage.com. Hope that you are all doing amazing business deals out there. We had a week off and did a replay of the show last week, but we are back in the studio, and I have the real estate mogul, Don Lehner. He's back. Been doing some deals?
Actually, I was down in San Diego for a business immersion program. It was amazing. Was able to be surrounded by a lot of other business owners, and we were sharpening the saw and getting our tools sharpened up. So I'm coming back energized and excited, really excited about tomorrow night's Business Masters Toastmasters, because I'll be sharing a few of the moments that we had down there in our educational moment. We'll be talking about how to take pride in your business and what every letter in pride stands for in regards to the performance and the actions that you would want to take. The other thing that I do want to mention for those out there listening that want to come to the Business Masters Toastmasters, you're welcome to attend tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at 7475 West Sahara. You actually have to get there early because we will lock you out. The building goes on an alarm system exactly at 6, so get there about 5:45. You do want to RSVP for that, 702-869 9999. And then we got a couple of other things that are coming up here in the near future. October 19th through the 23rd is going to be a global immersion program where we have business owners that come in from around the world. We'll be doing an event at the top of the Trump Towers. That is an RSVP. You will not be able to get in without your RSVP, and that is a paid event as well. You'll need to pay to get in that, but that's a traveling event. The business owners travel to multiple locations throughout the year and throughout the planet, and they get together for 5 days of deep dish business immersion trainings. You can see me on that as well by calling 702-869-9999 if you want more information. But again, that'll be the 19th through the 23rd here at the Penthouse in the Trump Towers.
And as a part of the ongoing business education series that is a part of the platform of the PR Connections radio show, we always want to keep you updated on things that can help you to sharpen your saw, as Don was talking about a couple of minutes ago. And one of the fundamental ways that you can do that is by becoming a member of Toastmasters International. We have this Business Masters Toastmaster Club that we've been developing over the last couple of months that will help you to be a better communicator, and you're also in an environment with some very motivated entrepreneurs. It's just, I think it really encompasses, Don, everything that we try to pull together when we're educating people about being in business with this show.
What's great about it, too, is anybody out there that's wanted to better themselves in any type of a educational forum, you are surrounded by other business owners or the entrepreneurial or people that have a really good vision for what they want. And when you come into that environment, Guy, what I've noticed is that all the business owners want everyone else to succeed. So it's a give or gain mentality. And what happens is that when you have these business owners that are helping and share their intellectual property to get to the next level, it gives you ideas for your business. And what I found is there's no less than, I mean, this is a Toastmasters group like no other. In fact, the district has come in, popped in, said they've never seen anything like it. I really encourage everyone to go because it's where you are taking notes. It's not that you're just counting the ahs and ums. It's like, oh my gosh, I need time to take some notes because there's so much information for business owners to implement in their business immediately and to be able to take action. And that's why we had to add on the mastermind groups. Now that we're doing the monthly masterminds, now we get a way where people can get on the hot seat and actually be held more accountable to getting the results that they want in their business. And so that has
Don,
turned out to be
hold
great.
that thought. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, I have Johnny Parr. He is with Plus American Standard Wallet, MasterCard. We're going to talk about bank cards and the banking industry over this hour. You're going to want to stay tuned. You're going to be shocked at how much money the banks make off of you swiping those little cards every day and how you might be able to make some money. Be back in a few minutes with more of PR Connections, the business edition. We are talking business on the PR Connections radio show at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you want to ask me any questions or if you have questions for the real estate mogul Don Lehner or Johnny Parr. The Business Connections of Nevada Networking Group builds relationships with business owners with the purpose of networking, sharing, inspiration, motivation, and referral leads among its members. To learn more about its weekly connection meetings, visit businessconnectionsnv.com or call 702-839-8586. And I was speaking with Johnny Parr and a friend of mine, Barb Beatty, a couple of weeks ago. We've been good friends for many years, and we were talking about this platform that the two of them have been developing recently, and it made me think back to 1990, I guess it was. I was probably like a sophomore in college or something like that, and I had a teacher, and he was teaching a business management class, and he was telling us that there will be a time when we'll live in a moneyless society. There won't be any cash around at all. And at that time, we were just kind of getting into ATM cards. Debit cards weren't really all that. I don't think we even had debit cards back then. It's pretty much you had to go to the ATM machine to withdraw cash, and then that's the way you did a lot of transactions. But I just have always remembered that conversation that I had with him, and we are watching all of that come into fruition, whereas in our world today, people are doing, I would say, probably the majority of their transactions through credit cards or debit cards, and it's just an industry that has absolutely exploded. And I always like to follow the money. So whenever something is being done on a wide scale, there's always some type of financial gain that someone is getting from it, because that's just the nature of commerce. And so Johnny's going to be talking to us today about the way that the banking industry orchestrates becoming profitable off of the use of plastic. And Johnny, how does the banking industry make money off of cards?
Well, that's a good question, because the banks have been doing it for years, and I don't think a lot of people actually realize this. I mean, if you understand the fact that the bank actually uses your money all the time to make money, and one of the biggest ways they use that money is they will give you a debit card. And why are they just willing to give you a debit card? Well, to access your money. And they encourage you. Oh, we put ATMs all over the place, actually all over the world, that you can use these things. But the thing that they forget to tell you, that every time you use this debit card, and the debit card can be used as credit also, so it doesn't matter. A lot of places don't have the access to run as a debit card. They'll run it as credit. But they're called point of sales. Every time this card is swiped, every time a transaction is incurred, the bank actually splits the profit with that card company. And so they put money in their bank. So if you take all the millions, probably even billions of transactions around the world on a daily basis, and you take even just a micro percentage of that, you start to get the picture of how many billions of dollars on a daily basis that the banks make.
And, well, I mean, we're all about making money on this show. What's the challenge with that?
Well, the challenge with it is the banks have been doing it for years. And we have partnered with American Standard Wallet, MasterCard, and they're actually showing us how we can have 12 different ways if we use their program that we can start putting that money back into our pockets. And the one thing I always ask somebody, I said, do you use a debit card? And does the bank pay you, to use that card? Well, the first answer I get is no, I don't get paid for using my card. As a matter of fact, I probably pay ATM fees. I pay, when you go to the grocery store, they charge you a fee. Then if you really look at your bill and find out, the bank actually charges you another fee in a lot of cases. And so there's a lot of ways that the bank's making money off that. So what I'm saying is, why not, become part of the bank? Why not you make money every time you swipe your card, every time you use your debit card? You use the ATM. You transfer money. You pay your bills. You swipe your card, use it online. And I mean, if you just start thinking of all the transactions in the daily time that you use this, these things add up. And they're small amounts of money, but if they're small amounts of money and they keep adding up and adding up and adding up, pretty soon those small amounts get into hundreds, thousands, and even, millions of dollars. This is why the bank, is constantly out there, trying to get more and more customers. They want more transactions. They don't care about your money. The small amount of money that you put in there and the small amount that they might be getting off of it through initiating loans or stuff like that is insignificant. The amount of money they make off of those billions of transactions of the use of that card outweighs anything that they make off of interest or having the small amount of money in your account.
Why do you think that we aren't better educated about the way that the banks operate?
Well, for one reason, I didn't grow up and was taught how to use a debit card or a credit card. As a matter of fact, I remember, some of the first credit cards that I got, I just went out and wildly spent money, thinking, hey, this is free money. I can do whatever I want. Well, unfortunately, as well as many other people out there, the next thing you know, you got a bill at the end of the month and you says, wow, how did I spend this much money? And then you have to pay for it. And so it's education. It's educating the public. It's educating them about finance, about the use of your money and how to take that money and compound it and make more money. Just like I said before, the banks have been doing that for years. I mean, why do you think most banks are so successful? They use just millions of transactions a day of other people's money just because they're willing to put that card out there and give you a chance to swipe away.
Yeah, and it's great to see somebody other than the man be able to have an opportunity to participate in increasing themselves through an avenue like this.
Well, this is an international card too. I mean, we're not talking about, just helping people here in the United States, although we need a lot of help sometimes. But this card is actually a worldwide banking card. It can be transacted anywhere in the world. And it is being transacted. We're actually in over 120 companies, 120 countries right now. And the banking system actually guarantees this card up to $10,000, which is standard.
Johnny, will you hold that thought? We're going to take a short commercial break. We're going to talk more about bank cards and how an ordinary citizen like you or I can be a part of the banking industry to an extent, in that we can make money back on all these swipes that we're making all the time. And we're going to take a short commercial break, and we will see you in a few minutes with more of PR Connections, the business edition with Guy Dawson. You are listening to PR Connections, the business edition at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you'd like to speak with me or the real estate mogul Don Lehner or Johnny Parr. DNR House of Diamonds is making luxury affordable. They can save you hundreds, if not thousands, on engagement rings and fashion jewelry. Call them at 702-758-3421 or visit dnrhouseofdiamonds.com. And Johnny Parr has been talking with all of us today about debit and credit cards and how an ordinary person or an entrepreneur can make money off of swiping their cards or actually from the swiping of other people's cards. And Johnny, you're a big supporter of the entrepreneurial spirit, and this show is all about doing it big, dreaming, going out there and making it happen. You've got something to offer to the first 5 callers today, I think, that would benefit a lot of our listeners. Will you share the contribution that you're making to the entrepreneurial spirit through the PR Connections radio show today?
Yeah, Guy. We actually have about 80,000 leads that I'm willing to share with a lot of the entrepreneurs out there. These are leads, everything from business opportunity leads to people work at home opportunities, actually some real estate leads thrown in there and different things. So we're going to share these leads, like Guy said, with the first 5 callers that call in today. Everybody needs leads. And if you're great on the phone and you want to get out there and pound the pavement, the opportunity's here.
Right, and the leads, they include email addresses, addresses, and telephone numbers.
Yeah, in most cases, some of them didn't give their email addresses, but majority of them have name, address, phone numbers, and the email address too.
So if you are someone out there who works off of leads, which pretty much all of us do who are in business, you can call in. The telephone number is 702-257-5396 and get in contact with Johnny Parr. He has 80,000 leads for you to cultivate, which I think is a tremendous opportunity for anyone when you have access to people who can potentially bring you business. If you're a realtor, if you are a loan officer, if you're an insurance agent or someone who's in any type of business, having strong leads always is something that will benefit you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, again, get in contact with us at 702-257-5396. The first 5 callers will get 80,000 leads.
So we're just waiting for your calls.
So tell us more about American Standard Wallet MasterCard.
All right. American Standard Wallet was actually started back in 2005. So this is a company that's been around and been doing business with MasterCard for, 9 years now. And so they know what they're doing. They're a very well-established company, and they back up their products. They back up their products with a $10,000 guarantee on any MasterCard that's out there, which is pretty much the same thing that the federal government, puts in place, that they guarantee your cards up to $10,000. But American Standard Wallet is using Plus Profits as their marketing arm, and we're trying to get people to get their card and get out here and get busy where we can change the way business is done today. I mean, this card is good for small businesses. It's actually good for businesses to do their payroll with. It's good for nonprofits. We've actually been working with churches. A lot of the pastors and stuff out there today really don't have a retirement account. And so this card can actually build a retirement for them. And it also can build a lot of wealth just for the church. It gives them another way to make income. So the banks have been doing it for years. And you've probably heard the statement, the banks have been robbing us. Well, let's take that money back. Let's put the money in our pockets today. And let's do something about it. And the way you do something about it is to take action. So we're here to help you to change this. If you're going to swipe your card and use it every day anyway, why not get paid for doing that?
I mean, that's a tremendous concept to me. It's when you're doing something on a regular basis and you actually are able to get some money back for the thing that you've been doing and not receiving any money back throughout your life for doing it, that's almost a no-brainer to me.
Well, that's the main reason we try to tell people or share this with them. You know, everybody does this on a daily basis. So if you're going to do it anyway, instead of letting the banks make money, you know, why don't you have your own card that you can share in the profits? I mean, the profits are there. The banks have already proved it years and years and years in the past. And they've been using these cards to pilferage our money, you might say. They actually make, you know, billions of dollars a year. And the one question I always ask, I said, how do these bank executives make the exorbitant salaries? I'm sure you remembered back in 2008, the crash of the markets. And when they went to these banks, and you've seen that the money that these executives were drawing, I mean, I'm talking about, 7-figure incomes that they were drawing, and they got bonuses bigger than most people's paychecks for a year even amounted to. So where does this come from? It all comes from our money. If they didn't have our money and the use of our money, they would never have those kinds of money to pay their executives. So let's do something about us taking control of our money. Let's do something about us when we go shopping out there. Every time we swipe that card, every time you make an online purchase, you know, let's put it back in our pocket. Let us share the wealth, you know. So come join us as one of the biggest transfers of wealth, and all you have to do is use your card the same way you've been using it every day.
And how can people get in contact with you?
You can get a contact with us at debitcardmoney.com. That is our website. You can go check the website out and see how easy it is to get started in this and get your own card and to start making money on a daily basis. We have a short overview that will give you an explanation of what we're doing at 307-201-4736. It's about a 4-minute deal, and you can leave a message. And
all right, Johnny, we'll be back in just a second. I'm going to allow you to be able to give that telephone number again so people can get an overview about this program, and we're going to talk with the real estate mogul, Don Lehner, about some more events. So stay tuned to PR Connections, the business edition at News Talk KDWN 720 AM. It's always business and never personal on the PR Connections radio show at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you'd like to speak with me or Johnny Parr or the real estate mogul Don Lehner. We are also offering to the first 5 people who call in the opportunity to receive 80,000 leads. I mean, I've never had anybody in my life offer me any leads for free, yet alone 80,000 of them. So if you are a sales professional or an entrepreneur who wants to reach a larger audience, you can call us here at 702-257-5396, and you will have access to 80,000 fresh leads that you didn't have before the day started. Classic Communications is partnering with Constant Contact, the solution for small business email and social media marketing. We can help you be a better marketer and keep you connected with the contacts in your database. Call us at 702-845-6129 for a free consultation. And I've been speaking with Johnny Parr. He is with Plus Profit. They are the marketing arm of American Standard Wallet MasterCard. They help consumers and people in business become profitable through the use of debit cards and credit cards. And how'd you get introduced to this, Johnny?
Well, I actually got introduced to it about a month ago through a friend of mine, and he was I was with him on some other adventures. And when you're an entrepreneur, you're always looking for something new or something that's coming down the pipeline. And so he presented me with this opportunity, and it actually took me a little while to grasp the concept. I'm not the spring chicken, as some people would say, anymore, and I've been through a lot of ventures, so I took my time and did my research, checked ASW out, and I wanted to know a lot about it and really understand what was going on. So I did my due diligence, and after that, I realized, I said, this is probably an opportunity of a lifetime, one that's not going to come by very often. We're still actually in the pre-launch state. As a matter of fact, we're waiting right at this minute for the company to get out of what they call compliance with MasterCard, because MasterCard had to look over our program that Plus Profits is set up and make sure that we're compliant with everything MasterCard puts on the table, because MasterCard don't just let you go out there and say this or do this, do that. They won't know everything. They want to make sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and they want to make sure that you're doing it the right way, because they're not going to associate with you unless it is. And so we're hoping sometime this week possibly that we're going to actually go live. So we're still in the pre-launch state, which any of you that's ever been in that situation with a company, it's an opportunity of a lifetime to be up there when the company's just starting out. So if you need more information on this, go to debitcardmoney.com or check out our 4-minute overview at 307-201-4736.
Examining the banking industry and its practices, and I was calling the banking industry the man a little bit earlier because sometimes people represent the industry and they see the industry as being a force or a power that's greater than themselves, and we're always having to do things with banks, although I know that banks serve their purpose. I call them the man, but the man serves its purpose too in whatever form you talk about it. But I just feel that this is an extremely empowering program in that it allows us individually to be the man to an extent, because we get a piece of what the man or what the system has been generating millions and billions of dollars through for hundreds of years, just in a different form, it being plastic.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And to expand on that a little bit, I'm sure that many of you have probably had to send a cashier's check, or they do a wire transfer, or send money somehow because of emergencies. I mean, there's all kinds of situations that come up. I mean, for one that I can think of is a friend of mine's son's in college. Actually, it was his grandson, but he's in college. And the other day he said that an emergency came up and he had to have money right away. And he went and did a wire transfer from the bank. And I guess this thing cost him about $60 just to do a wire transfer. And I guess I haven't made one for a while, so I was a little shocked. But the other one that I knew about was we had transferred some money to one of Barbara's granddaughters, and we went down and used our local Walmart, which has a money station there, and you can send money. I think it's through like Western Union or something like that. They send it. And that was another example. I think it was like $62, $63 or something to send a couple of $100s of money. Well, with this card, if you have a card and they have one of these cards, you can actually send up to $2,500 at one time, a one-time transaction, which is an instant transaction you can do with an app on your phone. And you can send it for $3. So if you think of all the people out there that live in this country that is sending money back to other countries and stuff like that, all the kids that you have in college, in school, different places, emergency road breakdowns that you have to send them money to and stuff. For only a $3 fee, you can instantly transfer up to $2,500. I mean, to me, that was pretty amazing whenever I heard that. And it's a great program.
Yeah, it's about being open to opportunity and that things can be done creatively. Things don't have to be done the way that all of us have been conditioned that they have to be done. And there are alternatives. There are things that you can do that don't really correspond with the norm, that can save you money and create opportunities for you. One last time, Johnny, will you plug that website and the telephone number where they can get in contact with you?
Our website is debitcardmoney.com. The telephone number is 307-201-4736. Come join us for the biggest transfer of wealth.
And
All you have to do is swipe your card.
Thank you so much for being a part of the PR Connections radio show, and always a pleasure to have you, real estate mogul Don Lehner, on the show.